it is a practice. I mean, a constant practice, literally every day. And I wanted to just add that, and within a practice, you need a focus. And for us, the focus is on our hearts, on our listening, and then we let go of everything else. If we focused on how much we knew and how much we needed to study and how much we needed to know,
and how much money we needed to make, and how cute we were, and how important we were, and how much we wanted to suck off of other people, and we wouldn't be beings of service.
We wouldn't be in this video right now. Because this is where focusing on that heart piece of listening brought us. I mean, what are the chances that we'd be here with Mary and Jen, right?
Right.
I mean,
Well, you know, really, if you bring it back to the source, how we started this was by saying that we really offered our lives up to these communications. And if you really look at it, when you're in relationship with animals or plants or stones, they're offering their life to you, aren't they?
Yes.
They really are. They're
Yes.
offering you their life.
Yes.
And they're really beings of service that way. And our job is to really honor that and appreciate that as much as possible.
and to share that.
To share that, then sure.
Yes.
What little kid have you ever met that doesn't love stones?
Exactly.
Whether they're putting them in their mouths or playing with them, it's kind of it's an attraction, or animals, or so it's just really coming back to those childlike qualities of just being fascinated and appreciative and in gratitude of the beauty and the wonder of all these other kingdoms.
The cool part is there is no downside to listening to the stones or the other kingdoms. There is no downside. You're just going to open up more of your being and you're going to find more wonder. Now you may delay that for a little while by not believing what has been gifted to you, and that's just a choice. But it's part of our, it's in all of our DNA. It's in all of our hearts, and we too are animals. We two-leggeds are animals too, so this is natural for us. Some of you out there going, they're crazy, but most of you out there going, I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, ultimately, don't listen to us. You know, don't read our books. Don't listen to what we say. I mean, that's kind of a joke. Figure it out for yourself. And you know, the book isn't meant to be an authority like our book, Stones Alive. They're truly the voices of the stones. They're not authorities. And that's going to change, right? It's going to change in each moment, and it's going to change in each experience. So it's like if you try to force a unique, particular, say, rose quartz to perform the same function every time, you know, maybe it's just not going to like doing that. Maybe it's going to get bored or pissed, or you know, maybe it's not even its job. So.
Hi, Fiesta.
We have a visitor coming in. This is Fiesta.
Just for a second.
Just for a second,
Just
and
wanted to say
mostly
hi.
her tail.
Indeed. Just to say hi.
Nice.
So if you're putting yourself in the spot of wanting to communicate with a stone, try to see where your question is coming from before you ask it. You know, see if you're needy, or see if you need an answer.
Or just wait a few seconds before speaking on.
And then see if you can remember that whatever response that you get to your question is the response to your question from the stone, spontaneously. And then if you don't question your question and you don't question your response, what you have is clear communication. it may not make sense to your mind or to your belief systems because it's coming from a multidimensional being that's specifically linked to union. So, our job then is to root and ground that communication in a way that's respectful of both the stone and of us. So, the stone's job isn't to give us answers or to fix us. The stone's job is to be a co-creator with us. And that requires a little bit different movement in our hearts and in our beings. That communication can't go up here to be understood. It has to come down here to be embodied, and then expressed out. So.
And then one of the bigger pictures that keeps coming up in our listening with stones and with other beings on the planet is that this is a miraculous time. We know full well that a lot of you are stressed by what seems to be a massive speeding up of things. And yet, this is a miracle. We're living in the miracle. All of us right now are getting a boost of energy from the Earth Mother as she evolves. She is in the process of a quantum leap evolution. And therefore, there's all this extra energy for us to do what we're already designed for by our DNA, which is to be in telepathic communication with all other beings.
And that is not the soundtrack of the Earth Mother evolving. That's some strange thing happening in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Resident music lover.
Somebody else speaking up.
Yeah, what Marilyn's saying is so exactly true for us every moment of every day. Now is the time, is the world that we live in right now. And the Earth Mother is blossoming into more of her star beingness and inviting us along truly. And as that's happening, there's a great elemental balancing that's happening on the planet. And it doesn't have to be defined as catastrophe or struggle. If we join with it, we can breathe with that, we can live with that, we can prioritize how the Earth Mother is doing something and join her so that we're part of a true elemental balance. And that's not going to happen if we are so elementally out of balance by being only focused on the understanding or on money or having to go to work first. These things are all important, but how do we prioritize those and organize them? If the human species doesn't come along in an elemental balance, then the Earth Mother will prioritize those for the human species, right? So, and in the meantime, hopefully we have some joy and fun in our lives.
And the joy is everywhere. We have to look for it.
Absolutely.
You would know, Mary.
It is my challenge.
So, are there any questions that people have asked that you would like to put forth at this time? We're open.
I think you might have covered everything. You touched on a lot there.
Yeah.
You guys touched on a lot. I'm sure the questions will come in from this video, so please do email them in. But I think you touched on everything.
See?
Well, there could be one more thing that we really invite everybody to have as much courage as they can to love themselves enough to stand in these communications within their families, within their work situations, when they go out into public, because ultimately that forms our common reality, doesn't it? And sometimes it takes a lot of courage to stand in the beauty and the truth of that because a lot of other people don't agree with you, but you just never know about these other people. They might just be waiting for you to speak up first because they've got this hidden kind of love that hasn't been accepted in their family or somewhere else.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Yeah.
you never really know,
Thankfully.
thankfully. Yes. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Mary. Thanks,
Thank
Jen.
you.
Thanks, all the beings here in Naples.
Thank you, everyone
Thank
who's
you.
watching. Email us if you have any questions. We would love to hear from you. Thank
Yes.
you, all of you. With love and blessings until next time.